Then how the measurement of length? The length can be measured. That is called observed reading. Observed reading. Observed reading called length should be the same as MSR plus CSR. Then what is this MSR? MSR is nothing but the MSD multiplied with pitch plus CSR stands for coinciding division multiplied with least count. Then what is coinciding division? At times when you are measuring the distance, say I am measuring the diameter of this chalk piece I am measuring. So here as it is measured here, I have just closed it and found how many divisions it is opening. It is opening the divisions on the main scale. It is opening the divisions on the main scale as in millimeter form. It is opening exactly 10, that is it 1 centimeter is the diameter of it. It is opening. So it is the main scale is that value. So main scale value, that is division value, as I have taken 10, multiply with the pitch value was 0.1 centimeter plus the circular scale division is exactly matching with any of the line. My circular scale division is matching with the baseline as it is marked here. So far as my vision goes, it is at 70 coinciding division with the least count value 0.001. So here it comes to be the pitch value in centimeter and this thing. So here it comes to be 1.0 centimeter plus 0.070 to 3 place of decimal. So you are getting a complete value of adding these two 1.007. That is 1.007 centimeter you are getting. This is more precise. You are getting 3 place of decimal. That means its degree of accuracy is 1/1000. That is the advantage of what? Circular scale divisions and circular. So here can also be the zero error. Just keeping in the mind the concept of zero error, mind it. When both the stud and the tip of this, when it is in together here, these finer divisions are there. The circular scale and vernier and main scale division, zero should be in line, but sometimes it is not coming in the same straight line as if. That's why the zero will have been falling either below to the baseline or above the baseline. If it is below to the baseline, if it is below the baseline, it is a positive one. So see which division is now in contact. It will be very close number, because after zero there are some divisions which are coming to and come to the next division value, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Smaller value will be there. So same formula will be there as happened to be in the vernier calipers. The same formula, that is error value being positive. So your error value to be taken, the coinciding division multiply with the least count. Now if it is zero is for crossing the level of the baseline above, it is a negative zero error. In that case, you subtract the total number of division from there, the value which is coinciding. Maybe that your 97 value is coinciding. In place of 100, it is closer to 100, it will be very close. Suppose it is 97 value. So it is 100 minus 97 is 3. That is, before that you have to put minus 3 because it is a negative value, negative error, and multiply that again with the 0.001 as the least count. and these two product will get you the error calculation value. And the same formula will be there, that correct reading will be observed reading minus zero error value. That means minus and then minus, both will be added. Both will be added. So correct value should be in the same order as it was in the vernier scale. So I did it in a very quick succession because it is there in the support of textbook. Also there are some mathematical figures that will make you more clear with the reading as you give it a reading form. Your next job is there to measure the time by using a simple pendulum. In the simple pendulum, just in your textbook mind, and mark the support where the string is holding a heavy bob. This heavy bob has got a center of gravity at the bottom. This center of gravity of the bottom is called the point of oscillation, and the place where it is hooked is called the point of suspension. So simple pendulum. There is a hook, and from there a very thin string holding a heavy mass called a bob, and this can be pulled one direction and could be left so that its position can be changing as it is put on. The center of gravity of this bob is called point of oscillation. This is called point of suspension. The distance between these two is called effective length. These three things are important, which is denoted by a small letter L. Then it holds the time as it is swinging. During its swinging motion, it always moves left and right. That is called an oscillation. So oscillation is a to and fro or back and forth or up and down motion from its mean position of rest. That is called oscillation. Oscillation takes place, one complete oscillation takes place, the time is called the time period, denoted by capital letter T. The number of oscillations takes in 1 second is called the frequency, denoted by small letter f. And relation between T and f is T is equal to 1 by f, or f is equal to 1 by t, because number of oscillations in 1 second is called the frequency. The maximum displacement, the maximum linear displacement that this swing can move is called the amplitude. Amplitude is the distance from its mean position to the end. So one end is here A, one end is B, one end is C. It is going in this direction and returning in this direction. So on this movement, it is a to and fro motion, so it is maintaining a time. This time is called the time period. This thing can be measured for taking the time recording with the scale value of its length. We find that by the law we say time period is directly proportional to the square root of effective length, and secondly the time period is 1 by root over g. That is called the laws of oscillations. This time period is directly proportional to square root of L. Time period is inversely proportional to square root of g, for which if there are two values, for t1 and t2 will be written as L1 by L2 under root, and from there if it is t1 by t2, the result value will be g2 by g1 in the opposite order, because it is inversely proportional. So These two are the laws of oscillations which can hold for the purpose of calculation of t as well as that of g. For the value of g calculation, that is acceleration due to gravity, you can see a table given here. As the length, as the time period is depending on the length only, so as the length value is increasing, see here, I read from the table itself, it starts with the L value as 25 centimeter, then increasing to 36 centimeter, 49 centimeter, means 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square, in that order. It is taken 6 readings as such, and there it reaches up to 100 centimeter. And for respective value of its t, you are getting the number of swings counted as 20 number in a second, in a period of time. That is t by 20 will be giving you the time period. So every time period is also increasing as such. You will see there the value for the 20 counts of t seconds value will be 20, 24, 26, 28, 32, means 4 difference, ultimately we are getting to 40. So see, it is starting from 20 and getting 40, the double. Similarly, the value for this t, capital T, is there as 1 it starts and last it goes to be 2. That is double. And the constant value of this t square, the L by t square value happens to be constant. This L by t square value constant, this shows that this time is always being controlled by this. This graph is showing also the purpose of doing that. The slope of the graph you can calculate, that it is value for t1 square minus t2 square divided by L1 minus L2. That value will give you a direct value for g, which is a constant, and that is 4 pi square by slope will get you the value. So from this only for the numerical purposes, and in a general formula for that, t is equal to 2 pi root over L by g will get you the value for the time period, having known the L for the effective length, g for the acceleration due to gravity, pi value is 3.14, and then value of t can be calculated by this form. I think this graphical portion is diagrammatic. I believe this can be once again to be read as my time slot is getting over. So I suggest you go through that 2 points of its value taken at t1 square, t1 value, and t2, that is t square value taken at point A and at point B, where you are respectively getting the length value as at the far it is C, at the close end it is D. The distance of these two ratios giving you the slope. That slope value comes to be the difference of first time period square minus second time period square divided by the first length minus the second length. So that gets you the slope. So g value will be 4 pi square by the slope. It depends on these two factors, g and L, directly and indirect, inverse. And two factors it doesn't depend, as the mass of this bob, it doesn't depend. And also it does not depend on the how much it is swinging either of the sides, how much amplitude it is taking. So 2 points it depends, effective length and the acceleration due to gravity. 2 points it doesn't depend, that is mass of this bob, or it is the fourth one, that is it, the amplitude, how much displacement. Small amplitude gives you correct value. A seconds pendulum sometimes is asked as the definition, one line definition. A seconds pendulum is such a simple pendulum which has its effective length nearly 100 centimeter, that is 1 meter. It is nearly 99 point something, it's very nearly, and effective length being 1 meter approximately, as well as the time period should be exactly 2 seconds. That is more important term. So 100 centimeter of length and time period being 2 seconds. L will be 100 centimeter approximately and T will be 2 seconds. This will be called a seconds pendulum. I believe this portion from the theory part you will, and there are